We are back with another Fridge Financials net worth update. And in today's video, we hit another all-time high. In today's video, we're going to break down the portfolios, the allocations, the returns, and just give you a little bit of an inside view of where my money is and my net worth. So if you are excited for today's video, as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on those bell notifications for all future uploads. And again, feel free to take a look at the Fridge Financials memberships offered over on YouTube. We have a $3 membership and also a $6 one as well. Without further ado, we're gonna get right back into this, and hopefully you're excited, and hopefully you appreciate the transparency that I offer here over at Fridge Financials. People say, Fridge, how do you feel? Like, do you really think it's good to put out your net worth? And again, for me personally speaking, if I'm somebody who wants to bring financial education and show you guys what I've learned over the years, tips, tricks, ideas, logic, reasoning, whatever I can do to help you out with education, I figured I might as well show you guys my numbers. And the people that might sit there and say, these numbers are fake, I don't have time to fake it with these specific data values. I, again, just don't want to put out there like screenshots because I feel like I'm going to make a mistake one time and put something out there like a account number or something, and then someone gets in my accounts. So this spreadsheet that I have right here has been tracking my net worth since the beginning of the year. I haven't been as accurate as I wanted to be. I've been kind of falling behind in terms of some of the weeks, so I do apologize, but we're going to keep the ball going here, and let's get into the week. So, and take a look at the first account that we have here. We have the managed portfolio that is Robinhood, and their portfolio has been doing pretty good overall, I must say. Not quite as good as the S&P 500. It is lagging a little bit behind, so I'm trying to kind of figure out if I still want to keep it going. I might let it go to the end of the year, see what happens, and maybe move the money back just into the S&P 500. I don't really quite know just yet. But it is up over $10,000, up 25% since I started doing it. I believe it was almost a year ago. I did it back in, I think it was either June or July when they first released this new feature. Robinhood has been bringing out all these new features. They have now an AI agent feature you could do that you can have an AI trade for you. Don't know if I'm going to do that just yet. I have no idea. Maybe with the summer I'll try a little bit of it. But rather than that, I put the money into the managed account. It is managed by people over at Robinhood, and they invest it into growth stocks, into bonds, and everything else in between. And it is up almost $11,000. 25% returns. That's great. And even if you think that that's really good returns, let me tell you my next portfolio, the Roth IRA. My Roth IRA has been on an absolute tear in this last year, and even just overall, up 64, almost 65% since I opened my Roth IRA up. I have not even come close to maxing out. All I've put in so far is $200, and that is it. Why? I don't really know why, honestly. But again, as you may know, we do have a wedding coming up. The wedding is about 3 weeks away. Super excited, super happy to celebrate the day with my, soon-to-be wife. Super happy to see all that good stuff with Mrs. Fridge. But again, that comes with expenses, final payments of vendors, final headcounts, all that kind of stuff. It's crazy. So haven't really been able to put any money towards my Roth IRA. Again, my second half of the year, once the wedding, we have gone past that. We had our honeymoon. My hope is then to start max out the Roth IRA and then start putting more money into investments whenever I possibly can. But right now, I would like to have the money sitting aside just in case. But again, being up 65% almost in about 2 years is insane. And I'm very, very happy with the Roth IRA results so far. It is doing very, very good. It is at all-time highs, so I cannot complain. It is only invested into a couple ETFs. I'm also now into private equity into the Roth IRA. I have some memory play. I have semiconductors. I have growth stocks. I have quantum computing, like the future of where I think we are heading. I have money invested into it. So we shall see how it goes. But again, up up $9,000, 64.7% is very, very good. HSA account is honestly, I think, the best returning one. I opened this up a long time ago. I put a little bit of money into it. I have left over from my employer who gives us $1,000 every year. I put some money into it, and as you can see, we have almost officially doubled the HSA account, which is really good. We've got some money there now in case any kind of medical expense comes up. It does also have a lot of good tax write-offs, so it's very, very awesome to see. So I feel like I have a little bit of a safety net now in case something happens to me. I have a little bit of money there just in case. So that's very, very awesome. My deductible is like $2,000, so if I hit the deductible, then I can, have a lot more covered in my insurance. So that makes me feel really happy, a little bit more safe and secure. But again, up almost 88%. This is really invested in two things: S&P 500 SPY ETF and the NASDAQ QQQ. That is it. And had I known that there was QQQM, and I think it's like SPYG or something like that, there's two ETFs that do the exact same thing, but have a lower expense ratio, which puts more money back in your pocket. So, fully did that. Could I move it over? Sure. Am I really going to sit there and do it for a couple $1,000s? Probably not, but that's just me. The individual account has been doing so good recently. Let me tell you. We finally, the last video of the net worth, we broke even. We were actually up 1% or so on this account. And now we're up almost 6.5%, almost $15,000 up. We're up $907. This thing has taken such a long time to climb back up. And now we are doing very, very good. So I cannot complain about that. This is, where I do trading, where I sell options. I'm kind of doing a little more active management in this portfolio here. As you will see, the allocation is only 10%. So I have 10% of my net worth in fund money. Managed one, I don't touch. Roth IRA, I don't touch. HSA, I don't touch. All these accounts here, I don't really touch. The only one I really like to have fun with and trade and try to learn different trading strategies and options is the individual one. And that is what I'm looking at doing in this case. And that is where you see me use TraderDaddy. TraderDaddy, I'm going to be using a lot on this account here. And if you're looking to get into TraderDaddy, I don't want to go through a whole spiel of it. But if you're looking to get started into it, go on to TraderDaddy, type in code FRIDGE at checkout. You get 50% off your first month of TraderDaddy. Again, very, very good. I am a paid sponsor by it, but again, in case you're not familiar, it is a software that has a lot of unusual flow. It tracks options. It gives it gives us some ideas about different trading ideas, different trade strategies. It's got a lot of knowledge there. I'll be making a video about it later on, a tutorial walkthrough for it. Take a look at it. Again, Fridge at checkout gives you 50% off. Link will be down in the description below. But anyways, I don't want to make it all about TraderDaddy. I just wanted to plug that in there because I'm using that now for the individual account. Crypto has been taking a hit recently. Bitcoin is down to about $60,000 or something like that. I remember when it was back at like 80 grand, we're all super hyped about it. Now we're back down to $60,000. But again, this is part of my buying up Bitcoin every single day. I'm buying $6.70 every single day of Bitcoin. So I'm a little bit okay with it because I'm able to kind of reduce my cost basis as Bitcoin looks for a potential bottom. Who knows when that will be? But as it looks for that bottom, we'll be able to keep reducing our cost basis so we get that eventual run up, which again, I'm still a believer in Bitcoin. It's why I like to invest in it. I'm hoping to get some really good returns. So at one point, we were green. Now we are back down about 20%. But again, it is a very volatile asset class to have money invested into, which is why, again, it's only 0.64% of my overall net worth. Very, very small percent is net worth is Bitcoin, crypto in general. Keeps me diversified, but not having too much in there for these big swings. 403B account. Again, another account that I don't actively manage or I do not try to trade around with. This is my retirement account. I take about $95 out of my paycheck. It's through my employer and through my education, through my district. And I put $95 into this 403B account every 2 weeks just to kind of build it up just in case. I opened it back up in like 2019, I think it was. And it's up 41%, very, very good, almost $6,000 here. So again, as you will see, 38% managed, don't touch it. 16% here puts you at 54% right here, 57%. You're looking at probably close to 70-ish% of money that I'm not even touching. I'm just letting it kind of do its thing. 10% is a little bit more fun money. Crypto, it's just whatever. But, so I'm happy to see that. Very, very, excited to see the 403B account still growing. Again, I'm still looking at like 30 years till retirement. So I can only imagine what these numbers are going to look like as we continue to document this. Super excited to see how these turn out, but this is, me just kind of taking you through my journey. P2P stands for peer-to-peer lending. It was a thing that I wanted to get into a while ago. I made a video about it, where basically you're able to take money and put it towards loans of other people, and you get paid back plus interest. And it is up. I put a very, very small amount of money into it, and it is up, but I have had a couple people default on their loans, which means I lose out on the money. I don't get my money back. I lost the money, and I don't get the interest on it as well. So that was a little bit rough. I'm not sure what to do with it yet. Again, I'm about $50, so I don't know what to do with this money yet. I've taken out some of it. I don't know if I want to take out all of it or not. I'm kind of just waiting to see what happens on the app that I use for this one. We'll see, kind of wait and see what happens. Chart account, again, kind of talks about what I said before. We have money sitting here just because we know wedding stuff is going to be coming up. We have to be prepared, be ready to go, to start ripping off final payment checks going out to people to make sure we're all set and covered, so that way we have no debt. The big goal of this wedding here is to make sure that we are able to walk away from it without having to take out a loan, without having to put it on a credit card, all those kind of things there. We just, I believe, finished off paying the honeymoon, which is great, with no extra fees. So honeymoon's paid for. We've got a lot of vendors that are almost paid for, and there will be a big hit happening on this account here at some point. I'll show you guys that when that does in fact happen, so I wouldn't be surprised. Savings account is kind of there. Don't really do much with this one because I have a high yield account, which just paid out some interest recently. This will probably get liquidated as well for the final payments. You're looking at, $6,000 and, 7,000 here is 13 grand right here. But again, when we stop working in about a month, a little less than a month, we don't get any extra paychecks over the summer. So we have to kind of, really, really be strict with our budgeting to make sure we're good between now and September of the new year, the beginning of September, we get paid out. So it's very, very important to know. Webull has made a little bit of money back. I'm trying to grow this account very small with selling options. Might also use TraderDaddy here as well. Not really quite sure just yet, but look at selling some options here. Hopefully it'll do very well for us. And my car value is still holding strong at $9,000. And again, people who sit there and say, Fridge, how can you value your car? How are you doing this? Why is it $9,000? Is that actually true? It is true, because Carfax sends me a monthly email that tells me what's gotten done on the car, what might need to get done on the car, and what the value is if I wanted to sell it today. So look at about 9,000, and every time I get the email back, it's like 9,000, 9,100, 8,900. So I kind of just ballpark it at about 8,000, 9,000 average, and it hasn't lost any value in a long time. But I'm really happy. I bought this car originally for 18 grand back in 2019. So about 7 years ago, until it lost half of its value. That's really good, I feel like, for a car, because they usually depreciate very, very fast. But this car is obviously paid off. It got paid off a long time ago. That's why I put it into my net worth. In case anybody was wondering, Fridge, why is it in net worth? Because it's paid off full. I have no debts. These are all the incomes I have in my portfolios. And so what we are looking at for a grand total, the all-time high, we are now sitting at $141,651.68. Up 25%. I've made almost $29,000, which is about, a little bit less than half of a year's worth of work. That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm excited. I can't believe that. That is crazy number to think about here. Again, you know what's even crazier is that if you watch the first video of the year when I started tracking this, and I can move this over here so you can see the nice little table I made because, I like tables and data and everything. When I started tracking this way back over here, I told people I would be happy. I started off at 126, and I said I would be happy to hit like 145, maybe 150 by the end of the year. And we're only in June, and I'm already at $141,000. I am up, $15,000 for the year already. I've gone 15 grand. And again, look, I've actually have, if you take a look over on the side there, I'm up 28,000 overall since I started tracking my net worth. And my first YouTube video was actually my net worth was like 60 grand. That was, 3 years ago. I'm up 15 grand alone by itself this year, and my total returns are 28. So over half of my total returns have come from this year, which is absolutely amazing. As you take a look at the returns, the managed account is doing very, very well. The Roth is up $6,000 almost. The HSA is up about $700. The individual one is up about $4 grand. The 403B is up a couple grand. You can see how the numbers are fluctuating. And again, these numbers are going to change. I know it's not going to stay at 141. If I could, again, this is me just as a numbers guy. if are able to finish up with the wedding and the payments, and I can come back to anything somewhat close to where I started, I have 6 months of basically being able to grow it back for the year. And that's going to be awesome if we can make that happen. Again, who knows if we can make that happen, but that's what my hope is. If I can get back to like 126 with the wedding now behind, I have 6 months to then just really grind out the money and really grow the net worth and kind of go from there. So I'm really happy with that. Again, up 3.46% on the from last time we did this to this time. It says weeks. I've been a little bit behind, so I've done only 12 weeks worth of it, which kind of sucks. I want to do a whole year's worth, but I've gotten busy, the wedding stuff. I've been kind of falling behind a little bit. We've got a lot of things we're doing on Fridge Financials YouTube, so some things kind of get pushed to the side. So we're looking at 12 weeks in, or 12 times. We now have done this 12 times for the year, and we are doing very, very well. A little bit of data here if you want to take a look at it. You can see a little bit of the dip we had. Now we've had a nice little rally ever since, which I've been very, very happy to see. But yeah, we are at all-time highs, and we are creeping in on $150,000 as net worth. And again, I'm only 30 years old, and just so, again, full transparency, I'm not somebody who makes a lot of money. I don't mean make 6 figures. So if I could sit here day to day, week to week, month to month, grind my accounts, grind my job, make some money, budget accordingly, and I can grow my net worth, this just shows that anybody else can too. Hopefully. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you did make this fun the video, as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on those bell notifications as per usual. Feel free to take a look at the Fridge Financials memberships over on YouTube, the $3 and the $6 a month ones, if you want to continue supporting the Fridge Financials journey in any way, shape, or form. Hopefully there's maybe in the market and you guys are able to grow your net worth one day at a time, $1 at a time here. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video.